friends, welcome back to Yoga with Paige. Today we are focusing all on the spine. The spine is our posture, it lifts everything up, it allows for our space, our organs and everything to breathe. So when we open our back body chain up, we allow for more space, more easy breath, and it really is the center of everything we do. You can't stand or walk or move without it. So we will be focusing on extension, finding length in the spine. Whenever I say pull up through the crown of the head, that's what we're looking for, this length, bringing it all up. And then flexion is kind of the rounding of the spine, thinking of cat or child's pose. So that brings about this rounding posture. So we don't need any props for this video. It is all level friendly. We just really focus our awareness on our back, sending all of our breath there, moving slowly and working through all the ways to move about that fluid. So whenever you're ready, you can grab your mat and we can get started. So we start today in staff pose. The feet are flexed, sending the energy out that way, and then the energy up from the sit bones through the pelvis, working all the way up, thinking of lifting up through the top of the head. Sitting here, bringing our awareness to our back, to our body, coming into ourselves and this practice. Rolling the shoulders back, just noticing how the spine feels at the beginning of practice in this very moment. Breathing deeply into the belly. One more deep breath here, maybe to the count of 4. Inhale, fill the lungs with air. Hold at the top, and then release, expel it all out. Suck the navel into the spine. We're going to cross the legs and come into an easy seat. Rooting down through the sit bones, taking a moment to find our place here. Leaning up nice and tall. We're going to start with a few little neck rolls, working through the cervical spine at the base of the head, the crown. So tucking the chin into the chest. Slowly rotating it to the right side, and then taking it back around and to the left, only moving through the neck. When we find our chin down again, we reverse and go the other way. Maybe feeling any little creaks or crunches up in there. We're going to do each side one more time. Ooh, might have heard that one. Then lifting the head back up, finding the hands on the knees or the hips. Just finding a few slow torso circles, working through the lumbar spine, the base of the spine near the tailbone. Just warming up. Ooh, I am a kraken today. Beautiful. And then keeping the hands or bringing them to the knees. We're going to find a little seated cat-cow. So inhale, reaching the chest up, head comes up, extension, and exhale, flexion, rounding through the spine, pressing away from the knees. Moving with the breath, going very slow and controlled. One more round. And sitting up nice and tall. We're going to take a little twist. The left hand comes to the right knee. Exhale to twist. Taking one breath here. And then exhale back to center. Holding. Inhale. And exhale, twist back to the left. Coming back to center, placing the right hand on the mat, reaching the left up through the side body, still lifting the chest nice and high. Just finding a little stretch in the obliques, the sides of the ribs. And then sweeping that hand around to switch, reaching the right up and over. Breathing nice and deep. And ending. We're going to come onto our knees, tabletop pose, finding our neutral spine before we add any movement. So we spread nice through the fingers, creating as much space as we can. Hips are over knees, finding this neutral spine here first. And then on the next inhale, slowly dropping the belly, coming into a full cat-cow. And exhale. Just taking notice of what's happening in your body. Maybe we're already feeling very open. One more round. And meeting back the neutral spine. Grounding through the left hand, peeling the right up, inhale. And exhale, thread the needle, coming to lie on the shoulder. Using this left hand to press away from the mat, opening up through the back, finding a gentle little ringing out here. And exhale, press back up. We're going to release that right hand and take the left knee behind us. Only doing the foot at first, trying to keep our hips square. And then maybe, if we would like, reaching that right arm back, trying to find the ankle, and then sending it up, using the opposition between the ankle and the hand to open up through the hips, using your core strength. Breathing into the balance. And exhale to release. You're finding little wiggles here. Before grounding through the right hand, lifting up through the left, peeling everything up nice and strong. Exhale, thread the needle. Creating as much space as we can in the back. Breathing deep. And on your next exhale, gently pressing back up. Taking the right leg behind, tiger pose. And then maybe reaching that left arm back for the ankle. Exhale to release, everything back to the mat. Tuck the toes, walk the hands out, and lift the hips, downward facing dog. You can pedal the feet out here at first, warming up the backs of the legs. Reaching the crown of the head down between the hands. Our ears are in between our biceps. Thinking of sending the hips up to the sky and the heels down. So we don't want to let our chest cave in and find a back bend here. We want to try and make as straight of a line as we can. Breathing, holding here for our breath, sending the heels down a little bit more. They might not touch, and that's okay. Then gazing at the hands, we're going to bend the knees, gently make our way to the tippy top of the mat and forward fold. Slowly bending the knees and rolling up, finding a beautiful flexion in the back. And then untucking the chin, mountain pose. Lifting up the toes, grounding through all four corners of the feet, rolling the shoulders back. Slightly tucking the pelvis in, feeling the energy radiating up through the ground, through the feet, up the lines of the legs, making its way all the way up and out. Maybe closing the eyes here for a moment, going within, really feeling the energy. Deep breath. We're going to take the arms above the head, interlace the fingers, pressing palms up. Big inhale. And exhale, taking the hands to the right side, finding a little bend. Inhale, back up to center. And exhale to the other side. Inhale and exhale, doing each side one more time. Coming back through center, releasing the fingertips, maybe shaking them out a little bit. And we're going to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, reaching through the crown of the head. Sit bones are up. We feel a nice, beautiful stretch in the hamstrings. Hands can come to the shins, to the ankles, but we want a nice flat back. And we're going to gently step the right foot back and turn to the long edge of the mat. Toes face the side of the mat. And we find length on the inhale. And exhale, start to bring the chest down towards the mat. Maybe we widen the feet a little bit more. Not forcing anything, just slowly making our way. Maybe the forehead reaches the mat. Maybe we come down onto the elbows. One more deep breath. Then lifting up the chest. We're going to plant the right hand down on the mat, peel the left up, gazing at the sky, the ceiling. Option here to reach that arm around and try to grab the opposite thigh, deepening this twist. Getting all of the fluid moving in the spine. Exhale to come back to center, switch hands. Finding space for ourselves, room to grow, physically and mentally. Exhale to release, turning to face the front of the mat, coming onto the knees. Then walking the hands out, making sure our hips are over our knees, coming into puppy, melting the heart down. Finding a little back bend. And then slowly lowering down onto the belly, coming into Sphinx pose. We want the elbows underneath the shoulders. And inhale to raise the chest. We want to be active in the glutes and the legs here. It helps not decompress the lower spine. Just like an upward facing dog, we want to squeeze everything. One more breath. Take those shoulders back, lift up a little bit more, nice and strong, secure. And exhale to release, taking the hands, the arms with you, behind by the legs. Gazing down. On an exhale, we're going to lift everything up, locust pose. Breathing here, squeezing, taking the shoulders back. One more breath. And exhale, release. Hands come under the shoulders, pressing the hips back. Big toes come together. Coming into a wide child's pose, taking the knees to the sides of the mat. Melting the chest down one more time. Maybe finding a little sway here. Opening through the hips. Or just taking a moment to surrender in this pose. Exhale to come back up, taking the knees into the center, and just very gently taking the right leg in front, coming into our low lunge. Staying up on the fingertips here. Exhale, pressing the pelvis down into the mat. Feeling this beautiful tension and stretch in the hip flexor. Beautiful, nice long stretch. Maybe a little bit of tension here as well. We want the chest lifted. And then exhale, using your fingertips to help you send the hips back. Flex the right foot, half splits. We want the hips nice and square. Finding length. Maybe we have to raise our chest a little bit. Inhale, back to low lunge. And moving with the breath, exhale, half splits. Inhale, going at your own pace. Just opening, keeping a nice long back. Does not matter how close you get to your leg. Maybe we lift the fingertips off to find a little bit more space for ourselves. And on the next inhale, in your low lunge, we're going to plant that left hand on the inside of the foot, taking the right to the sky, pressing up, trying to find as much room as we can. Twisting it all out, wringing it all out. And then bringing that hand back around, gently, coming back onto the knees to switch sides. Left foot comes in front. We find our positioning here. And then sitting up on the fingertips, sending the hips down. And on your next exhale, pressing the hips back, left foot flexes up. Staying here for one breath, feeling this out first. And then inhale, we start to find this little mini flow, synchronizing breath to movement, finding unity between mind and body, enjoying the sensations that we're creating here today. Ooh. And when we find ourselves back in our low lunge, we plant the right hand, peel the left up, holding here for a breath. And releasing back. This time, taking the left foot back, crossing the ankles, coming to sit on the sit bones, extending both legs again, staff pose. Inhale, sitting in this position. And then exhale, slowly begin to walk your fingertips forward, no matter how far they go. We want to keep the spine long. And if we like, we can bend the knees a little bit. If we find that we have tightness in our lower back and it's causing us to need to hunch a little bit, you can bend the knees, tilt the pelvis a little bit more forward to give yourself a little bit more space. Wherever we're at, no judgment. We can always modify, find something that feels good. One more breath here. Then slowly lifting back up, extending the legs. Taking the left leg, bending it, crossing it over the right, and then twisting to the left. Left hand comes behind, right elbow can come to the knee. Maybe we have the palm up or down. Just finding another twist. Spine will love you for it. Exhale, back to center, taking that left foot into the right thigh, squaring off the hips. And then on the exhale, slowly forward fold. Reaching back up. Extending the left leg to switch sides, finding our twist, whatever variation you chose. Not forcing anything, just feeling. I like that, not forcing, just feeling. Being the observer. Exhale back to center, taking our head to knee pose. Making sure we're listening to our body. Lifting back up. Releasing the legs, scooting a little bit down and coming onto the back. Soles of the feet hip width apart. Arms, palms facing down on the mat. Inhale and exhale. Press through the feet and the hands, sending the pelvis up high, coming up onto the shoulders. Being careful not to compress the neck. We don't want to be lying on the neck, we want to be on the shoulders here. Squeezing the knees in together, not letting them splay out. We're here for another breath. And exhale, release the hips down, taking the right ankle, crossing it over the left knee, and bringing the legs into the chest. Getting a little glute stretch as we massage the lower back, the lumbar spine. Exhale to release and switch. Release and switch. Bring the legs into the chest, feet are flexed. Releasing, sending both feet up into the air, finding our happy baby. Holding on to the ankles or peace fingers around big toes, just letting the knees open. Feeling the back supported by the mat, feeling the pressure. This pose is wonderful for the lower back. I love it. Feels great. I can hang out here all day. We're going to gently bring the knees back together. And we're going to drop them to the right side, finding a little twist. Knees are together. Maybe we take our gaze over the left shoulder. An option to extend the bottom leg, maybe deepening our twists a little bit. Making our way back to center, taking the knees to the left. Bringing our awareness back to the breath. Whenever the mind starts to wander, filling the lungs with air. Maybe extending the bottom leg. And gently rolling onto our backs, extending both of the legs, letting the feet hang open to the sides, arms come by the sides, palms facing up. Taking a few breaths to feel supported and grounded by the mat, by your own support system, your own beautiful, amazing body. Breathing nice and deep, enjoying this moment of surrender, of stillness. Finding maybe an area where we're holding tension in the muscles of the face, of the shoulders. Consciously relax them. With every inhale, sending love to your body. And with every exhale, releasing tension. With every inhale, calming the mind. And with every exhale, calming the body. We can start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Roll to one side. And gently make our way to a sitting position. Thank you for joining me in this practice today, where we opened up space, allowing room for growth and expansion in our bodies and our minds. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. If you enjoyed this class, please give me a thumbs up. This video helps support me and free yoga classes every day a lot. So I thank you for all of your support. Let me know how this class went for you down below. I would love to hear. And hit that subscribe button if you're not already. I will see you next time on the mat, my friends.